Another sunny day in New Mexico.
When does it start?
Any minute now.
Today's momentous occasion. I'm delighted you can join us for an historic day. Over the next few hours, you'll see live coverage of today's space flight, unprecedented access inside the spacecraft, and a live performance of a brand new song by multi-platinum artist Khalid. Entrepreneur, philanthropist, iconoclast, activist, adventurer, billionaire, goatee host organism. Later today, Richard Branson and his crew will return to Earth as astronauts. Hello, everyone. Changing journey. When Richard called me and asked me if I'd like to host today's live stream, I said, "Who is this? And how did you get my number?" Then he said who it was. After all, I've known Richard for years. I've never been to his private island, but that's okay. That's how close we are. Friends don't have to ask friends to their private island, evidently. And to be fair, it might be because I meant every word. But there is one thing Richard and I do have in common: a deep, lifelong passion for space exploration. Of citizens in spacecraft capable of the journey. Then, to launch these space planes, he had to help create the world's first commercial spaceport. And most importantly, he had to find the people capable of turning his dream into a reality, as well as people brave enough to get on a spaceship built by the guy who launched a soda this awful. Today marks the culmination of Branson's dream. He and his crew will set off on a supersonic voyage in which they'll achieve a maximum velocity of more than Mach 3.5 and ultimately enter zero gravity. Imagine staring out the window onto the vast expanse of space and seeing Earth below next to the window to put it all in perspective for you. It's been a dream of mine to go into space ever since I was a child. Unfortunately, I cannot be on the spacecraft today. I had a thing. Also, I was not technically invited. But Richard was generous enough to give me a spacecraft of my very own. And I will be using this model to give scientifically accurate play-by-play of today's historic events, as well as doing this. The Virgin Galactic crew are an inspiration to be bold, to be audacious, and to never give up in the pursuit of even your wildest dreams. So let's now take you to where the action is happening, live in the studio at Spaceport America, where your other co-hosts are standing by. First, one of the newest members of the Virgin Galactic team. She's a science author, an expert in space exploration, a bioastronautic researcher, and most impressively, a TikTok star. Kelly Girardi. Great to have you here, Kelly.
Let's go to space, Richard.
Good morning, Unity 22. Welcome to Spaceport. Please sign in.
Altitude and
of commercial spaceflight. X-15, which was the wonderful program in the 60s, was so much like the profile that
Temos transmissão ao vivo do voo espacial da Virgin Galactic Unity 22. Estamos na vanguarda de uma nova indústria determinada a ser pioneira na espaçonave do século XXI, que abrirá espaço para todos e mudará o mundo para sempre. Sir Richard Branson, fundador, Virgin Galactic.
Next, we'll give you a guided tour through the Virgin Unity is released from Mothership Eve and accelerates into space, all coming to you live. So there's some incredible energy building here at Spaceport, and we're happy to have some special guests on site taking in this experience. My co-host Kevin. Kevin, what's the vibe like down there?
Thanks, Veronica. I am currently here at Spaceport America's hangar floor, where the ships usually reside, but as you just saw, they're on their way to space. Right behind me, I have the rocket motors we use for launch, and to my left, a very important person, CEO of Virgin Galactic, Michael Cole-Glazer. Michael, good to see you.
It's great to be here, Kevin.
Michael, I have one question for you, and that is, what does today mean?
Kevin, this is a landmark moment for Virgin Galactic. It's a landmark moment for the new commercial space industry. And it certainly is a landmark moment for our founder, Sir Richard Branson, who right now is showing that when you have the fortitude to follow your dream, you can make a hugely profound impact on the world. It's a historic moment because today we are endeavoring to open access to space for all. Can you imagine? Being up there and looking back down has to be one of the most amazing feelings. And we can't wait for more people to experience it. I have to say how proud I am, Kevin. We're thrilled to be here today and so excited to have all of you watching to be sharing this moment with us.
It sure really is a historical moment for us, and I'm excited to be here. I'm going to be out on the street, so I'll see you guys in a little bit, but we're going to send it back to you.
Na vanguarda de uma nova indústria determinada a ser pioneira na espaçonave do século XXI. Que abrirá espaço para todos.
Truly inspirational, and right now all of that inspiration is up in the sky as the Virgin Galactic space 1,000 feet. You can already see the incredible view and the sky starting to darken there. This is already higher than what most regular commercial airliners will travel at, so I'm sure all of our astronauts are taking in that view already and getting really excited and prepared for the mission. Now, Kelly, we hope to connect live with Richard throughout the show here. What would be going through your mind if you were on board with him right now?
Excitement took to get to today, and the magnitude of what it means for the next generation of humans who are going to experience the wonder of spaceflight.
Absolutely. I mean, this is certainly the dawn of a new space age, and Mothership Eve is currently ascending still. We're already over 40. We'll continue to complete our flight path until we get to that designated launch point. So everything's looking really good. Again, they're over 40,000 feet now in just a space company, and she just flew their successful launch the other week. Piloting Spaceship Unity today, we have our chief pilot and astronaut, Dave Mackay. Dave's been with Virgin Companies for over 25 years now and has more than 14,000 hours of flight time to his credit. Just incredible, and spanning no fewer than 140 different types of aircraft. Career that's put him in the cockpit of more than 80 different types of aircraft, including the U-2, and of course, ours in the
is opening up the opportunity to go to space for everyone. This is a whole new era to get people from different backgrounds, different geographies, different communities into space. And it's giving researchers take the work that they've been doing on Earth to space. And I'm so excited to see where the community takes it in the future.
Astronaut 003, Colin Bennett. I'll be evaluating cabin procedures during boost and weightlessness. When I was younger, I assumed that space was only available to a very this up.
Moses. I'll be spaceship cabin lead and test director. I cannot remember not dreaming of going to space. There's the little tiny kid looking up at the stars, the little girl making model rockets. It was part of my childhood. I think it's a very natural, human, innate curiosity. We're all explorers and adventurers, so I really don't remember an age or a moment where I...
the customer spaceflight experience.
Astronaut 001, what a title to have. Now, I don't know, guys, but I'm excited to hear who gets the spot of...
And where did Richard get that intrepid spirit? His mother.
Humility, honesty and happiness. You were always my guiding light at Virgin Galactic. You shared with me that the day we named our mothership
here.
But in rising excitement that you can feel like a thermometer going up inside your own body. But I remember at the time, what I really wanted to do was go back to my 9-year-old self and just run around the cockpit.
Chuck.
Are on. Also, we just passed the 4-minute mark. At this point, the pilots are ensuring the spaceship is in its launch configuration after going through the various L-10 checks, just confirming all settings are back in their place and go for launch.
Bom, como vocês podem ver aqui nessa parte de
And this is
cima, né,
also the point
superior
when
aqui,
Spaceship
que tá
Unity
marcando
will
o tempo.
isolate her air supply
O tempo
from
é 3
Eve
minutos
and
e
prime the rocket
35,
motor
né, tá
by opening
mais
the
ou menos
backup
3
oxidizer
minutos,
valve.
e alcançando aqui uma altitude de 46 mil.
And once these actions are complete, the pilots are going to seek clearance for release from MCC. And that's shorthand for our Mission Control Center.
Com essa barra aqui na parte de
We have
baixo,
2 MCCs supporting today. Our primary Horizon is located here at Spaceport America, and they're being supported by the Oculus Mission Control Center at our manufacturing base, and they're verifying checks with the crew today every step of the way. All right, and I've just heard from MCC that our L-4 checks are complete. We are roughly 3 minutes out from release. And we have just received clearance for release on time from Mission Control Center. So we are I can only imagine what it would be like to be on board. This must be incredibly exciting for the crew.
Como se fosse ônibus espacial, né? Só que num formato diferente. Ele vai atingir uma certa altura.
We're about 2 minutes out now, and once we get to the 30-second point, Spaceship Unity is going to arm the launch pylon. And then once we get to that designated point, the mothership pilots and the spaceship pilots, so they're in coordination and all agree on the launch.
Apesar que eu não tenho certeza, né, se realmente 46 mil quilômetros ou é pés, né? Se for pés, então aí já é um pouco menos, não é 46 quilômetros.
The spaceship pilots are all, and the passengers in the back have been cleared to unstrap. Our predicted apogee is 279,000 feet and climbing. The pilots are now unlocking the feather, and as soon as they do that, it's going to initiate a backflip for Spaceship Unity. This is normal. We want those windows pointed down towards the Earth to maximize that incredible view.
So feather
is coming up now, and the pilots are also enabling the RCS, or Reaction Control System, which is what they'll use to control the attitude of the vehicle while outside the atmosphere.
Absurdo, né? Pleno século 21, mas fazer o quê?
All right, feather is all the way up. We are into space, Unity 22.
Né? Altitude 270 mil pés. Vamos com 270 mil pés. Vamos fazer uma conversão aqui. 270 mil pés, 82 quilômetros. É, já está quase na altitude mínima de
So it doesn't sound like cameras recording things on board today, and we'll be sure to capture his magical words and share them with the world when they're available.
80 a 100 km
We reached apogee 282,000 feet.
Em órbita, né?
Remember the day, remember where you are, and remember who you shared this with, and remember the name Virgin Galactic, because today space is virgin territory.
Richard Branson, né?
The culmination of a life's work, more than a half a century since the world rejoiced in and was transformed by humans leaving planet Earth, Sir Richard Branson fulfills his long-held dream of experiencing space with his crew. Congratulations again, Richard, and congratulations also to Sarisha and Colin on becoming astronauts today. And welcome back to space to Dave, Mike, and Beth.
Eu acho que essa é a hora deles fazerem a gravação de.
So we are on the re-entry portion of our flight now, and the mission specialists are heading back to their seats. Our training team has worked really hard on this portion of the flight to make it very natural and intuitive for passengers. Now, when we talk about space travel, a lot of people know and expect the boost portion of the flight to be loud and thrilling, but what's interesting is re-entry is also very similar, as supersonic air is flowing over the vehicle in the feathered configuration. Shock waves form on top of the cabin, which are audible to those inside. And for those of you on site watching on the ground, you should be able to hear a double sonic boom as Spaceship Unity once again breaks the sound barrier.
Tem problema na câmera lá, acredito. Agora voltou a câmera. Vamos ver se vai acessar a câmera interna, né? Senão não vai dar para ver. Será que aconteceu?
5,000 feet in altitude.
Parece que eles não... Está quase chegando aqui no final, na bolinha final aqui do roteiro, né? Agora a velocidade diminuiu, metade da velocidade do
Now,
som.
also note too, this is our first time transmitting, but we still have some really great ground. So, Richard, you just went to space. This has got to be the ultimate birthday present for you.
São 7 minutos de voo até aqui, né?
What was it like?
Apesar da transmissão já dá quase 50 minutos. O tempo de voo foi apenas 7 minutos até aqui, né? Parece que está chegando no limite aqui da...
All right, folks, again, sorry, we're not getting that transmission through the live broadcast, but again, we do have lots of recording devices aboard the spaceship, and we will be sure to release some footage of Richard and the crew up there today.
$28.000 pés. E baixando, né? Então, 28.000 pés. Será que eu comi bola? Eu não vi a imagem em microgravidade.
And now I'm looking down at Virgin Galactic for 17 years of hard work to get us this far.
Não, falhou o som agora, o Richard estava falando.
All right, so I'm still happy we could catch a little part of that. It seems like there's a little bit of a delay in the transmission there. It does have a long way to travel. But you can tell by the smiles on their faces, they just had the ride of their lives. We are so excited for them to land and party the rest of the day with like astronauts in the typical Virgin fashion.
Não sei se foi tão assim empolgante, né?
So also nearby is the Oregon Mountain Desert Peaks National Monument, and that's nearly 500,000 acres of protected land that our guest families will be able to experience.
E a câmera talvez tenha falhado.
And even though temperatures can hit the triple digits in the summer here, cool desert days, and fortunately our pilots and crew can stay comfortable thanks to their spacesuits. Now, the pilots are going to be landing on runway 34 today, so that's coming from the south and towards the north. For those of you on site, it's 340 degrees on your compass.
Thanks to their spacesuits.
We are just about 1,000 feet above the field now and on final.
Now the pilots are going to be landing on runway
500 feet above the runway. 300 feet.
3-4 today, so that's coming from the south towards the north.
Over the threshold?
4.000 pés de altitude, né?
It's 340 degrees.
Mas tá causando já, cara. Tá 4.000
Just
pés.
about 1,000 feet above the field now and on final.
Main gear touchdown. And we're going to hold it just like this for a minute before bringing the nose down. Here as we come in. And there is full stop.
All right.
A perfect landing. Virgin Galactic 4 mission specialists on board from our operational home base, Spaceport America. A beautiful day of flight. All of whom are still in the air right now. Great job to you all.
Essa nave é uma mistura, né, de foguete.
More than half a century since the world rejoiced when humans first achieved spaceflight, Richard Branson fulfills his dream of experiencing space travel. Congratulations to Richard and Virgin, and also a welcome back to space for David Mackay, Mike Masucci, and Beth Moses.
Well, stay tuned, folks. But first, let's hear some thoughts on the flight. Chris, you've returned from space several times now, both on a capsule and a space shuttle. How does this landing compare to the landings you've experienced?
Well, obviously, that's a much more gentle landing than a capsule on my Soyuz flight. The shuttle 2 times is quite similar to what the crew just went through. But for them, of course, it's such a personal experience now. And what are they going to do with this? How are they going to take this amazing view of the Earth that they just had and the kind of brave new nature of what this whole team has just accomplished? How are they going to now make that part of who they are, and how are they going to share this experience with other people? You know, that's what's going through their minds right now. I'm just so...
Spent, what, like 4,000 hours in space, is it? Yeah. How do you feel about, a space line for the Earth opening?
It's what I've been hoping, so that the technology and the naysayers, and to create a capability for, you don't have to build a lighted
milestone affect her and what does it mean for her and also for you?
Yeah, I am still emotional from this flight. It is so amazing. A dry eye in the studio. But when I think of my daughter on site, just like you said, it's like this is what it's all. And I just think that's incredible. She's going to grow up knowing that not even the sky is a limit. And I think the other thing that struck me is it's just such a powerful reminder of how much can change in a single generation. My mom is also on site here today. She's going to kill me for aboard the ISS for about 5 months at one point, right? Did the view out the window ever get old?
Gosh, no. At the end of my 5 months on the space station, we were getting back into our ship, just sort of like the crew returned today. And just before I got into my spacesuit, I went over to the window just to try and soak up a little more of that incredible perspective. The world is so generously beautiful. And you see it in a whole new way. You can see for thousands of miles in each direction. And you can see the curvature of our planet. And the reality of where we all live suddenly becomes part of who you are. And right up to the last second, I was there with my nose print on the glass, trying to not miss the magnificence of this entire experience.
And you took like thousands of photos up there too, right? I mean, does that even give you a glimpse of what it was like as a reminder to be up there?
I know the video today was a little glitchy, but we've got all the recorders on board.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
What the crew's going to have now, of course, is their own personal memories, and then the way to sort of catalyze them again and be able to watch those videos and think about the beauty of what they've been through and let it sort of sink into who they are. And so, it really helped me now remember the richness of the experience.
Sticks with you too, and you have a TED Talk actually that you talked about a lot of things, right? Overcoming fear, walking through spider webs, but also my favorite part of it was when you talked about seeing Earth from above and the transformation that it has on people. You call it the overview effect that I really hope and I'm sure that our astronauts today experience. What was that like for you?
Yeah, I've been so lucky to see the world from that point of view, and as one of the very first human beings to have the responsibility and the privilege of being up there. And to have a vehicle like Virgin just put up today that is allowing more eyes than just my two to see it, to understand not just the geology of the world, but us on it, all 7 billion of us. And we're on board this little spaceship of Earth, and you can actually get a palpable sense of that from on board the ship. And the crew of Unity, their 22nd flight here today, they now have that inside of them. And all the subsequent crews. Kelly, when you fly as well, you're going to have a chance to sort of shift your permanent perspective of how all this works. Go as many people can see that as possible.
Absolutely. And, Kelly, I know you're going to be conducting a lot of experiments on board while you fly with Virgin Galactic, but I hope you're taking some time to look out the window and enjoy that too, right?
I'm going to have to carefully choreograph precious time at that window just to soak it in and enjoy the moment and be in the moment.
Definitely. And, while we're waiting for our crew to disembark now, can you actually tell us a little bit about your experiments?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to be flying healthcare and fluid experiments on board my research flight. First one is the AstroSkin. It's a wearable sensor system designed to monitor how spaceflight affects the human body. The cool thing about it is the AstroSkin is currently worn on board the International Space Station by astronauts, but my flight will be the first time that we're collecting data during launch, re-entry, and landing. So I'm really excited to contribute to some novel data collection for the next generation of astronauts. Another experiment I'm flying is a fluid experiment designed to evaluate the behavior of liquid in a confined environment in microgravity. That's also going to be fun because I'm going to be interacting with a fluid cell that has a camera attached to it, and data collected from that experiment can help inform, new technologies related to life support systems or novel designs for syringes for administering medicine in space. So I'm very excited for the opportunity to take my payloads with me to space.
Absolutely. Well, that's so cool. I am hearing that our Chief Medical Officer, Tara Castleberry, is approaching the vehicle now, and they're going to do a medical debrief with the crew. So we'll see that here momentarily. And our crew is actually going to join us later in the broadcast, where they will receive their astronaut wings. So
we wear on our chest of a lifetime of work and purpose and personal accomplishment. And all of the different organizations, of course, have their own wings. But when I flew the Prime Minister of Canada to take these new wings that had minted to show a new human accomplishment, and then for me to have that as part of who I am for the rest of my life. And so it's a huge honor for me that I'm going to be part of that ceremony for these folks that just flew now.
I was just going to say, now you get to return that honor to the crew today. It's so exciting. And you have a really important role to help present those astronaut wings. So we're all looking forward to seeing that. As our pilots and passengers prepare to make their way back to spaceport, let's hear a little bit more about our special musical guest who will celebrate their arrival.
Thanks, Veronica. And if you thought that was incredible, folks, someday you're going to tell your grandchildren that you were watching the live stream when Virgin Galactic and Richard Branson first launched into space. And they'll say, "We know, Mima, you've told that story 100 times. But then you'll say, even the part about Khalid performing the song New Normal for the first time? And then they'll sit up excitedly and they'll say, really? You were Khalid."
Eles vão fazer showzinho, né, de encerramento.
You find your ways, never enough. Though it's been tough for you, losing touch, but summer has its end.
Vocês já vão iniciar aqui musical aqui, né? Até o Richard Branson aparecer. Bom, vamos continuar mais um pouco, né? Eu achei que tava pensando em encerrar a transmissão, mas vamos curtir aí essa música aí. Vamos ver o que vai acontecer.
So you make it better somewhere in darkness, it's hitting you the hardest. But no one predicted how far we came. It's not what you wanted. How fast time goes, living in the moment. Taking your ways, never enough. Love has been tough for you. losing touch. But I heard summer has its end sometime. Although I can't promise you much, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You unpick your pages, how the story goes. And this life is what you make it. It's out of your control. Yeah. It's the fun one, this one right here. Love to see you shine in the night dark. No one's gotta know, yeah. 'Cause I live down the street, so we meet when you need and it's yours. All I hear is nothing feels better than this. Nothing feels gone, yeah. We got high. This is what you like. You keep my hand around your neck for the night. I swear to God, I put my feet on the ground. Hey, hey, back against the wall. This is all you've been talking about. My head, nothing feels better than this. No.